Okay, go.
Hi, Kevin Moloney from the Moloney Method. Today's show we got two interesting subjects. We're going to talk about muscle imbalance and how to control the loss of testosterone. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but all guys know the big T, okay? We're going to start off with muscle imbalance. Everything we talk about here at the Moloney Method is based on we want you to be able to go decade after decade. Going the distance, like the Eagles song, who can go the distance? Whether you're a beginner, in the middle, or a long-time trainer, you have to know how to have muscle balance. You have almost 700 muscles in your body. You have a couple hundred bones. You have 3,000 or 4,000 tendons, okay? It's a huge project. If a muscle gets weak and overused, it tightens up. That muscle affects all the other muscles, some of them not even in proximity to the weak, overused muscle, okay? So a person has to train every muscle in their body, and they have to train them with balance. Give you an example of what I'm talking about. You have pectoral majors, you have pectoral minors. The pectoral minor, which is under the pectoral major, can get weak and tired, okay? And it can create pain in your chest, all right? So most people would think, oh man, I did something to my pectoral muscle, okay? But how do I solve that problem? The way you solve the problem has nothing to do with the pectorals. You have to make sure that you are working your latissimus dorsi, the back muscles, almost twice as much as you use the pectoral. So the pectoral minor got hurt and is creating pain, but the way to solve the problem is by using the back more. Take for instance your knee. People always talk about my knee. Your knee's in pain. Runner's knee, whatever they call it, okay? That one is pretty clear. It's the quadriceps. It's not the knee, it's the quadriceps, okay? You can take your bicep. You can have a bicep, your long bicep muscle is in pain. You think you did something to your bicep, but in effect, it's a rotary cuff injury. The mobility in your shoulder is lacking. So your shoulder created bicep pain, your quadriceps created knee pain, your pectoral minor, the pain there is solved by the back. Everything's an opposite. So you always have to keep reminding yourself, every muscle has a counterpart, and every muscle has to be trained, because you can have a weak, tired, overused muscle. What they do is they tighten up to protect themselves. That's what muscles do. They tighten up to protect themselves when they're overused, and they create pain in different areas. So make sure on your training program, because you're going to be a lifetime trainer, okay? Makes no sense to dip in for a year or two. Makes no sense at all. To be a lifetime trainer, you have to have muscle balance. Now, to our next subject, which all guys will relate to, it's low T, okay? How does the male animal keep his T up, even though he's getting older and older, okay? And the fact of the matter is you lose between 1 and 1.5% of your testosterone every year, okay? When you're young, you're just flowing with the stuff. I remember, and all teenagers now and old guys like myself will remember, when we were teenagers and a new guy would come into the neighborhood, the first thing that went through our mind was, I wonder if I can take him. I wonder if I can take him. That is the testosterone. As a teenager, you're filled with it. You're filled with it, okay? And as the years go by, We call it menopause. You suffer from menopause. It's what I call a slow disappearing act of the man. He's slowly disappearing. He doesn't have as much of his stuff as he wants. His behavior changes. He tries to become invisible. He's low key, okay? What's happening there is low T, okay? Now, how do you solve? You're going to lose low T. There's no question, you're going to lose T. But how do you slow down the loss, okay? The way you slow down the loss is the way you train. If you want to hold on to as much testosterone as you can, you have to train heavy, but not too hard. Now, it's not a contradiction, okay? Take, for instance, you can do, and you want to do major, where you're using all your limbs. You don't want to do isolation work, okay? You want to do things like deadlifts, squats, bench presses, what we call multi-joint exercises. Let's say you can deadlift 200 pounds, okay? Number one, you got to warm up, all right? You get to a number that you can do 3 good reps with. And you take that amount, whether it's 150, remember your peak is 200. So you come out and you know you can do 150 3 to 4 times with proper form. The key is you have to quit with 1 or 2 left, okay? You're going to take as much rest as you need. So you're working with about 75% of your max, all right? You're doing 3 to 4 reps. You're putting the weight down and you're taking as much rest as you need. But you're not resting mentally because you don't want to cool down mentally. Then you're going to do another set. And again, you're going to quit way before you have to quit. But you are lifting a very heavy weight. You do this for like a 60-minute workout. You do it with your multiple joint body parts. You're doing benches, you're doing deadlifts, you're doing squats. It's not an intense like if you're going into the lactic acid, okay? At the end, you'll be a little bit tired, but if you have done it correctly, you will have amassed maybe 20 or 25 sets of 75% of your max on that particular lift. You will not have gone into the bank. You will not have gone deep on any set. And after the hour, you will have 25 sets where you have lifted heavy weight with multiple joints and you have ambushed the testosterone. It will start flowing, okay? There's something about heavier weight without maxing out, working within a certain rep, and it has to be low. High reps don't do it. High reps take away T. Long distance running take away T, okay? There's certain movements that destroy your T, and there's certain exercises that build the T. So you get into the program where once a week, as you're getting older, you call it a T workout, okay? I'm doing my T workout today because I'm going to take that 1.5% that we lose every year after 30, and I'm going to turn that into losing 0.5% every year after 30. You will notice the difference immediately. You will notice the difference immediately. You'll notice it. Well, I had an example the other day. I was walking down the street, okay? And as I say, as people get older, we kind of get invisible, okay? It's not just society, it's us making ourselves invisible. okay? I was walking down the street and I see this young couple coming. It was a narrow street. It's a big guy with a beautiful lady. He was in what I call the maximum T-zone. I guess he was maybe 27, 28, handsome guy. Maximum T-zone, okay? So I always, when I see we're in a narrow spot, I always cede space. I move to the right to give them more room. Now, in that case, generally, people will acknowledge it as they're walking by, or they will cede space as they're walking by to say, okay, you gave me space, I'll give you space. But guess what? This guy was in maximum T-zone. He come barreling through, went right by me with his girlfriend, and I can almost feel him saying, I moved him. I moved him. Didn't say a word, just kept walking straight. These are some of these little wars that happen every day to every human being. But to the point of my story, what was great about it, as I walked by him and didn't get him to react to me giving him space, my mind said, you know what? I think I can take this guy. Boom. That felt so good because my T is still at a level where if someone pushes me, I feel I still can take them. That's what will happen when you train for T decade after decade after decade. You will slow it down. You cannot eliminate it. It's nature. You cannot eliminate the loss of T. You will never be 25 again. But you can slow it down where you make yourself feel occasionally like you once did. There's a country western song that the guy has a quote in it. You see if I can read. The quote is, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. That's T for you. So that's today. We did muscle balance, okay, the importance of boom, every muscle, and how pain can be created from a weak, tired muscle far away from where the pain is. And then we talked about menopause, or the slow loss of T in men and the effect on their lives, and how to keep that loss at a minimal rate through the years, okay? So, we're at Moloney Method, gmail.com. We need subscribers. We like thumbs up. We'd like to hear from you. Questions, comments. If you need personal training, send us an email. We will see you Monday with our view of the world of body and mind. Thank you so much.